the Singer 201. Singer made hundreds of thousands of these machines between 1935 and 1962. And they weren't just made in the United States. They were made in Germany, the UK, a factory in Kilbowie, and even some of these machines were assembled only in Australia. So no matter where you are in the world, chances are you have one, you've seen one, or you can easily find one. Tailors love these machines because of their quiet, piercing power, and they make a beautiful stitch. So they've earned the name the Cadillac of singers. I'm Jen with Sewing Machine Rehab. This is the beginning of a journey, the 201 Restoration Series. We're going to totally take this machine apart, clean it, rewire it, and put it back together. I'm glad you're here and along for the ride. Let's jump in and take a closer look at the Singer 201. So this is the 201 that is going to take us through the restoration series. This machine was made in 1950. It's a centennial badged machine, and if you want to know when your machine was made, look at your serial number. It's right here on the front of the machine, and I will put a link to a database for you in the description box. You can take that serial number and you can look it up, and you'll be able to find out the year it was made and possibly even where it was made. So that's pretty cool. Now, there are different variations of the 201, just like all of the other models of Singers. As the years went on, they changed little things, or they were made differently depending on the need of the person who was going to be sewing with it. So some were hand crank, some were treadle machines. Some were aluminum bodies. Now this one's a cast iron machine. It comes in at about 30 pounds, I believe. The aluminum bodied machines, they had a little bit of a different body style, but they were more around 24 pounds, so considerably lighter. They were not made to be a portable machine, so a lot of these machines were installed in tables or cabinets. But if you didn't have that, this machine will sew just like this, sitting on a table. It doesn't have to be in a table or a cabinet. Now, on the electric machines, you had a couple different styles. This machine is a potted motor 201. Let me show you. This is the potted motor 201. Do you see how the motor's up here? There's no belt. There's no motor down here with a pulley for the belt. This is a direct drive gear mechanism. So yours could look different. You could have a motor down here with a little pulley and a belt. I personally think the potted motors are a little bit quieter than the ones that have the belt with the motor mounted back here on the outside. Now, to power this 201, we have a hardwired foot control. And this one, somebody's been in here and actually went ahead and rewired it with a newer electronic style foot control. But we'll check all this wiring out and make sure it's good to go. And if you want to switch out the original foot control that came with the machine, I'll show you how you can do that. Then we have the little plug that plugs into the machine, into this power block here, and then this would plug into the wall. We'll check this wiring. This is probably going to get replaced. I probably won't use this on this machine just because it's old. It's not going to last forever. Now let's talk about some other things. Now the 201s were a straight stitch machine, but they had attachments, buttonholers, zigzaggers, other little designs of stitches that you could use with the certain attachments for this machine. So you weren't limited to a straight stitch. It does have reverse, and it has the ability underneath, there's a little mechanism you can turn that will lower the feed dogs for you while you're sewing. So yes, free motion quilting on a 201, entirely possible. The harp space here is also a little bit bigger than some of the smaller Singers, so a little bit more room to feed your fabric through on a bulkier project. These are what's considered a low shank machine, so you could either have a slant shank, which you would find on the 301 models, the 400 series, 500 series, I believe, are slant shank as well. This one's low shank, so attachments for this machine, you need to make sure you're buying the low shank attachments. It takes a class 66 bobbin. Very, very common. They look like this. You can still find these online, in stores, Amazon. They're very easy to find. New ones, they will work just as well as the vintage ones, but class 66 bobbin. So, what can you expect in this series? We are taking this entirely apart. Entirely. Everything down to the gears. We're not taking out the gears or the main shafts. Everything else, though, is coming out. So you can decide how far you want to go in this series. If there's something you're not comfortable removing or you don't think it's necessary, you don't have to do it. I just encourage you to watch because you'll learn so much about your machine. These are made to be serviced by whoever owned them. So if you watch and follow along, you'll always be able to service and troubleshoot your machine if you ever come up against any kind of problem. Now, what you're going to need, basic stuff here, lots of flathead screwdrivers, different sizes. I like to use a set that I bought at Harbor Freight. I just yanked all the Phillips out and I just keep the flats out for me. I also love my Chapman screwdrivers. These are the hollow ground bits. This particular kit was designed for people who are really just working on vintage machines. So I'll have a link to this one in the description box below. Besides screwdrivers, the number one thing I'm going to recommend is a very good penetrating oil. If you want to use WD-40, you can try. But if you get to a point where you have a really stuck screw, which is inevitable on almost any machine you're ever going to take apart, you need a good penetrating oil. I love Croil. You can buy it in a can like this, the aerosol can, or you can buy it in a can that you just kind of dump it out, which is what I do. And I put them in these little needle-nosed oilers, and I just love this because then I'm not spraying this oil all over the machine. So if I had to say two things you definitely need, lots of flathead screwdrivers and a good penetrating oil. So let me know, which 201 do you have? Are you going to follow through the whole process, or do you just plan on picking and choosing what parts you want to do? It will kind of go like this: full disassembly, cleaning, electrical, reassembly, sewing. And one by one, those videos will come out. And I am just so excited to get started. I have been thinking about this project for over a year, and I finally had the perfect 201 to do it with. So let me know what your plans are in the comments below. This video's just the beginning, guys. When we come back, we will start with the disassembly in the nose. That is just where I like to start. So that's where we're going to start. Get your supplies together, and I'll see you guys again really soon. Bye. I had a hiccup. I hiccuped and I forgot everything. Oh, you're not even looking at the camera. Ding dong. You're not looking at the... It's like squirrel, squirrel. Seamstresses. Why don't we just say tailors? Why do you do that?